July 29th, 2001, from the capital of Colombia, Bogotá. It's the finals of the 2001 Copa America. Colombia against Mexico, the host nation, wearing yellow. El Tri, obviously, in their green kits and white shorts.
And in Mexico in the semifinals defeated Uruguay 2-1. It's Colombia, by the way, defeated a surprising Honduras team 2-0 in their semifinal. The final day of the very exciting Copa America 0-1. Good soccer was played. After all the concerns of the visiting teams, nothing really happened. Everybody enjoyed a very good tournament.
And security concerns before the Cup ever started. In fact, 2 weeks before, as there appears to be an unexpected visitor on the pitch.
Yes, it was. Very unexpected. You saw the shadow of this man who arrived late to El Campín.
Either that or he was the halftime show and he came 45 minutes early. So he clearly not a security threat, but there were concerns before the tournament started. In fact, 2 weeks before the tournament was to kick off, it was actually canceled.
Well, there was a big problem because the guerrillas, the rebels, they really wanted to know what was going to happen because they're involved in the government for the last 50 years. They're putting pressure on the government. So they kidnapped the vice president of the Colombian Soccer Federation. They released him a couple days after that, but everybody began complaining. You see Maradona arriving at the stadium without any problems next to the president Pastrana at that time in Colombia. But after the vice president of the federation was kidnapped, the Argentine national team decided not to travel. Bayern Munich decided not to lend out Giovanni Elber and Pizarro, for example. They were concerned they would be kidnapped. And Canada also, although the excuse was different, because since they canceled it, they released the players. And a week later, the decision was to play the Copa America without any problems, and that's what happened.
Originally, the intention was going to be to postpone the tournament for a year, but a week before it was to start, the tournament was put back online as scheduled, and like you said, Rafa, Canada said that once they had released their players, when notice came that the tournament was going to be suspended, there wasn't time to get a camp back together and send a national team. Argentina just simply said, we don't feel comfortable sending a team into that environment, so 2 teams had to be sent in to replace Canada and Argentina. Costa Rica and Honduras were the replacement teams, and Honduras had a fantastic tournament. More on that later. Opening shot for Colombia, whistling well wide of the target. It's Victor Aristizábal, who was the leading goal scorer for the tournament, had half a dozen goals coming into the finals.
They were number 10, very interesting. He usually wears number 9. Colombia had Oscar Córdoba in goal. By the way, he's back in Colombia. Will play for Deportivo Cali, the Hurricane Boys, after a decade in Turkey and Europe. Right back is Ivan Lopez, who retired, blew his knee up a couple years after this Copa America. Ivan Córdoba and Mario Yepes are the center backs. They will be the center backs in this Copa America coming up in Venezuela. Left back is Gerardo Bedoya. In midfield, Juan Ramirez and Fabian Vargas, who will be playing the Copa America. Frederic Grisales and Giovanni Hernandez are the playmakers behind Aristizábal, and Elkin Murillo will be dropping back to midfield.
Cross by Rodriguez. Put back in Rodriguez's direction, playing through the shadows. Knocks it back in the sideline for Torrado, who slices the ball behind the defense, touched away by Córdoba, but a whistle stops play.
Colombian coach was Francisco Maturana after a nightmare in the Copa World Cup '94. He came back after allowing his assistant Gomez to coach the World Cup '98. Well, Mexico was coached by Javier Aguirre, who signed a new contract, by the way, with Atletico Madrid, 1 more year.
Murillo. Touched inside the box, slid to the first post. It goes off the upright and across the end line. Aristi nearly had the opener in the 5th minute.
Can't believe he missed. What a beautiful pass from Giovanni Hernandez, a playmaker. He's playing right now in Colo-Colo, champion in Colo-Colo. Beautiful left foot touch by Victor Aristizábal. No chance for Oscar Perez.
Corner played short. Extra touch now inside the box. Clearly mishit it off for a Mexican throw.
That was very poor. Hey, Oscar Perez, the keeper for Mexico. Osvaldo Sanchez was on the bench. The defenders are Albert Rodriguez, Octavio Valdez, Sigifredo Mercado, and Raymond Morales, who's still in the national team. Defensive mid Gerardo Torrado, still with the national team. Raymond Morales, who retired after playing for Chivas, number 20. Juan Pablo Rodriguez, number 15. And Johan Rodriguez, number 18, will be playing wide in midfield. Arellano will be playing a little bit behind Jared Borghetti.
Colombia is setting up the attack 25 yards away. Left-footed try by Bedoya. He looks to recover. Pinched along the touchline. Bedoya goes down, doesn't get the call.
Well, the referee is from Paraguay, Mr. Ubaldo Aquino, assisted by another Paraguayan, Miguel Giacomazzi, and an Argentine, Claudio Rossi. So Federation sent the referees, but not the team, huh?
Yeah. Long ball out of the back by Morales.
That's like the hustle from the players in midfield recovering. Giovanni Hernandez helping out Bedoya. Colombia came out of Group A. They defeated Chile, Ecuador, and Venezuela, not allowing a goal. Colombia has not.
In the whole tournament to this point, they've yet to concede a goal. 10 goals in their favor, 0 against.
Mexico came out of Group B, or they came in second behind Brazil, but better than Peru and Paraguay.
Hernandez. Knocked back for Hernandez. Heel on the touchline. Plays it through. Here's Hernandez working off the give and go. He's got it back. Slips it ahead. Good 1-2 passing by Colombia, but it's lost in the quarter. This is Rodriguez prancing across midfield. A throw for L3.
In the quarterfinals, Mexico defeated Chile 2-0. Colombia defeated Peru 3-0.
Hopeful ball dropped into the corner. Defender has time to turn. Knocks it off a Mexican player and out for a Colombia goal kick.
For Mexico, Rafa Marquez was injured in the previous match, so he was not even on the bench for this one. On the bench for Mexico, you had Adrian Martinez, Osvaldo Sanchez, 2 keepers, Cesario Victorino, Daniel Osorno, Joaquin Reyes, Ignacio Hierro, and Miguel Cepeda.
This is Johan Rodriguez playing square with Morales. Retrieved by Juan Rodriguez, airing it out to the back post off of Mexico.
The bench for Colombia has Miguel Calero, will be the keeper for Colombia in the next Copa America. David Ferreira also will be playing in Venezuela. Eulario Arriaga, who's playing in Uruguay. Gerson Gonzalez, Jairo Castillo, who retired. Oscar Diaz, and Mauricio Molina for Maturana.
For Mexico, it's their 5th appearance in the Copa America, a tournament that dates all the way back to 1916, the longest surviving international soccer tournament anywhere in the world. Mexico has been a participant every year since 1993, and in the 5 tournaments they'd played in up until 2001, they had reached the semifinals on 4 occasions. A remarkable accomplishment. In fact, the only time they failed to reach the semifinals was in the 1995 edition of the tournament, where they lost to the United States in the quarters on penalty kicks.
Very impressive performances for Mexico playing down in South America. USA hasn't done bad either. And a huge surprise, Honduras beating Brazil, finishing 3rd in this edition. They were invited a week before the tournament began. So they could put the team together in a week. Canada could not.
Right. Amado Guevara, in fact, of Honduras, was named the tournament's most valuable player. Free kick to Colombia.
Mercado all over El King Murillo. He's played this semester, first semester 07 for Nacional on loan from LDUQ in Quito, Ecuador.
Ball forms just inside the area.
Short run for Hernandez, long run for Grisales.
Hernandez to approach first, leaves it behind, so it will be Grisales, knocks it over the wall. It had a chance, helped over the ball by Perez.
It should be a corner kick. Perez making sure the ball goes over the crossbar. Grisales, no longer a member of the national team, no longer in that pool, but he's playing for Colón in Argentina, first division.
Hernandez slicing his quarter kick through the area. Perez double fisting the ball outside of the box. Mexico looking to break out. They've got numbers streaking towards midfield.
Good decision by Perez coming off his line because the Colombians are very good in the air.
Settled 25 yards straight away. Here's the shot. Kept near the back by Rodriguez.
The two central defenders are very good in the air. Mario Yepes from PSG and Córdoba from Inter Milan. And both are excellent defenders also. And that's the key elements to this Colombian national team.
Hernandez leads the ball into space. Collected by Bedoya. Touches it back. Skill from Hernandez to leave it behind. Now this is Ramirez. Hernandez asking for it. No, the shot will come in with the left foot. Terribly mishit.
Yeah, bad decision by Murillo, but he puts pressure.
The ball recovered back and does well to earn the corner kick. Third corner kick of the match for Colombia. As the 13th minute expires. And supplying again will be Hernandez. This time out of the reach of Perez. Ball free to the top of the box. From a seated position, it's knocked back into the little box into the hands of Perez.
What do they want now? Player down, maybe. Well, top scorer in this Copa America 0-1 is Victor Hugo Aristizábal, with 6 goals. It's Borghetti who's down. Maradona and Leo sitting next to each other. Wow. Oh, it's Bladder, not Leo. So he was not afraid of being kidnapped. Juan Chope scored 5 goals for Costa Rica. He's playing in Japan right now. Cristian Montesinos, Uruguay, Chilean, who's playing in Mexico, scored 3. And Amado Guevara also had 3. Top scorers in this Copa America. Oh, Borghetti and Johan Rodriguez bumped heads.
Led by Amado Guevara, Honduras' victory over Brazil 2-0 in the quarterfinals has got to be considered one of the all-time great upsets in the history of this tournament. And it was celebrated by all of Argentina watching on TV. Of course, didn't show up for the tournament, but Honduras in their place knock off Argentina's rival Brazil, and Honduras wearing blue and white stripes, just like Argentina would have been wearing.
Big joke, they said that with that jersey, the Brazilians felt the pressure of the Argentines because Honduras wearing the blue and white stripe. Goya's playing for Millonarios. in Bogota. He played in Mexico and Argentina. By the way, he's suspended for 9 games.
Really?
With a brawl in the last week of play. That's half of the second half of the year.
Yeah. Played behind the last line of defense. Touched away from danger by Valdez, but he's forced to concede the quarter.
It's Ivan Lopez right back. Earned a corner kick. Gonzalez will take it. Borghetti going back to defend. Defenders pushing forward.
5 targets inside the area. Gonzalez overshoots them all.
Chance for a counterattack. Good pressure there. Ivan Cordova knows better. Slow down a counterattack. It's a second final for Colombia. They lost a final in 1975 to Peru. Very controversial final. They played in groups and home and away matches, not in a single venue or country. They played in Bogota and they played in Peru. Each team won at home. They had to play a third match. But back then, the president of the federation was Teófilo Salinas from Peru. And he needed Cholo Sotil to come back from Barcelona, who was playing in Barcelona, Spain, next to Johan Cruyff. Well, the easiest way to get Cholo Sotil to South America was to have him arrive directly from Barcelona to Caracas. So Teófilo Salinas decided to play that final in Caracas. By the way, and they postponed the match for 24 hours to allow Sotil to arrive. They had a game in Barcelona. Oh, Sotil arrived the night before the match, and he scored the winner. So, the story of the first final, that was back in 1975. Colombia lost to Peru. It's a very good story.
It was an experiment in the mid-70s to play without a host nation. And under that format, the finals were a best of 3, if you will, 75 and 79. In fact, 1983, they did it as well, a 3-year run without a host venue. But then back on to 1987, Argentina was the host, and that was the point where they made the decision to implement the rotating venue. And the first cycle of every nation in CONMEBOL getting a chance to host will complete itself this year when Venezuela hosts for the first time. Pushed past the wall, immediately rejected back to 40 yards away from the end line.
Good job by Mexico putting pressure, stealing the ball. Arellano with that speed.
Off the foot of Vargas, usually intercepted, touched by Juan Rodriguez. Loose pass collected by Hernandez of Colombia. They'll play with Lopez. Nice misdirection, looking off one. Hernandez. Bedoya in support. Hernandez back to gather. Touches from Bedoya. Couldn't keep it on the table.
Giovanni Hernandez spinning too much. And of course, a good pressure from this Mexican team all over the pitch. Well coached by Javier Aguirre. Javier Aguirre coached Mexico until they lost to USA in the World Cup. He left to Osasuna in Spain. Maturana, by the way, is coaching in Argentina, Gimnasia en Esgrima of La Plata, after he was fired when the qualifiers began a couple months after this match. Lost 3 out of 4, 1 point out of 12. That start after winning the Copa America. I expected them to roll and maybe start the qualifiers very strong, but it was the opposite.
fact, the Mexican coach Aguirre had a fairy tale season with Osasuna and took a range and went to Atletico. And just missed out on the UEFA Cup this year, but like you said earlier in the broadcast, he will stick around for at least one more season.
Atletico will play the Intertoto.
Carved inside, a dangerous spot. The shot's rejected, takes a second chance, knocks it to the top of the 6, and Colombia desperately defending, but able to put out the fire.
Too much space in the first post, and Arellano controlled, but could not turn. A very good set piece for Mexico. It's not a good idea to foul again. There's Murillo.
Slipped ahead. Overwhelmed by a trio of yellow jerseys, but does well to win it back. Rodriguez towing it inside the arc, nearly releasing inside the area as Mexico looks to refocus the attack. Now Colombia a chance to break out as they cross midfield. Aristi touching it wide. Now Aristi darting through the center of the box, looking for the service. Here he is, turning. Aristi firing, smothered by Perez.
With support from Grisales, Aristi decides to take on the defenders on his own. Great job covering the ball and then turning and getting into the 18. Finally releasing a shot. He's a true center forward, a goal scorer. 200 goals he has scored for Nacional in the Colombian First Division. He scored more than 100 playing in Brazil.
And a few championships as well to go with all of those goals.
Okay, you fouled here, and over there. Oh. Yellow card for Johan Rodriguez.
Squared by Bedoya. In space, Ramirez. Hands off for Hernandez. Rosales getting involved. Goes down by Valdez. Off for another Colombia quarter kick.
Somehow Torrado got booked apparently. Not only Johan, but Torrado also.
Grisales. And it's the second time from that quarter Grisales has put too much behind it. Quickly tossed to the play by Hernandez. Measured up by Moria. It squirts through towards the penalty spot. Play is going to continue on. Perez is able to complicate things for Aristi.
It's a mishit once again by Elkin Murillo, and somehow Aristizábal behind the defenders. Flag stayed down. What a scare for Mexico. Good job.
Great ball movement, controlling now is Bedoya. Fires it with Esther Perez.
Trying to surprise Perez. Cheating a little bit. Thought Aristizábal was offside. He was not. Aquino very close to a legal challenge from Sid Mercado.
That was clearly illegal as Grisales tosses Borghetti to the park. Arellano nearly picked clean by Vargas.
Vargas looking for a team after playing in Boca Juniors. He's on loan in the Internacional of Porto Alegre in Brazil. See where he ends up. He has a good Copa America. And find a big team.
For Hernandez, recovered well after slipping. Not the best from Murillo. is Lopez. Walking to the center stripe, puts the brakes on. Wants a little help. Bypasses Morales, hits Grisales along the touchline. Hernandez slow in support, and Mexico able to clear. Borghetti called for the foul. Ramirez. Grisales. Back to Ramirez. Foul's going the other way. Vargas charged with the foul.
Dangerous play, no yellow card for Vargas. Goes down very hard and right in front of the referee Aquino. Against Johan, player from Santos, Johan Rodriguez, Santos Laguna in Mexico.
Against the double team, Apayado turns it over. Poor pass out of the back, collected by Rodriguez. Tries to put the pass through. Here's an opportunity for Rodriguez. Tried to cut it back. Perhaps he had a better chance if he went straight on goal.
Well, right back from Pachuca. Took too long in the 18. He had the time. He had the space. Looks like the grass in El Campín is a little bit high. Player from Mexico. We saw Borghetti earlier struggling to control the ball, to dribble with ball.
Line square. Here's the opportunity with the toe. And Vargas unable to control the direction of the shot.
Another bad decision. That's Vargas, yellow card. Or no yellow card, but dangerous play. Vargas, bad decision. Take a shot with his right foot. He's a lefty.
Mercado. Held by Rodriguez. Hospital ball nearly intercepted. Now it is taken away. Hernandez. With Tirado in his pocket. Plays it back in support for Lopez. Lopez has company and turned it over. Rodriguez. Square ball for one, Rodriguez. Now he looks to engage, burst in speed, but he was cut down.
Very hard. And finally, Vargas gets a yellow card from the Paraguayan referee. Second yellow card for Colombia, Bedoya and Vargas. Two yellow cards for Mexico also, Johan Rodriguez and Tornado.
Plenty of distance between the ball and the wall, and he gets off a good one. Skips just wide. Colombia, Mexico playing the Copa America finals for their second time. And Mexico's first appearance in this tournament, they went all the way to the championship game, 1993 in Ecuador. took on Argentina, lost 2-1. Great outlet toss to Hernandez, almost across midfield. Square for Aristizábal, poking the ball into space, unable to gather along the touchline. Later down, I think it's Aristizábal after setting the ball wide. Falls to his back in agony, and still not ready to get up.
Second time he goes down. Earlier he went down in the box about 5 minutes ago. Saba, who will retire in December of 07. Shaken up a bit. Jairo Castillo, the Tiger, coming in. Saba coming out off the bench, goal scorer, the top scorer in this Copa America.
And as far as offensive weapons have gone in this tournament for Colombia, there's Aristizábal and then everybody else. He has 6 goals. Delgado has a couple, and there's nobody else in the team with more than 1. So a tough blow to Colombia, losing the offensive weapon of choice. The Tiger comes on in his stead.
The Tiger's not really a goal scorer. A supporting winger, really. See how they find a way to score.
Mexico deliberate in their back line. Now they cross midfield. Comes the switch. Right on target for Alberto Rodriguez. Juan Rodriguez to their captain Torrado. Mercado the option square. Knocked away from Rodriguez for a Mexico throw.
Famous pressing to the sides by Coach Maturana, waiting in their own half and then puts pressure. There you have the pressure. They recover and now they're stuck in midfield.
Gonzalez somewhat evasive, draws a triple team. They can't get by Torrado, captain for Mexico, launching the ball over the top of the defense, alertly off of his line. There's Cordova.
Like every keeper should, control the whole 18. Only their small box. Such an advantage, can handle the ball in that big area.
Yep.
Use it.
Mercado. Juan Rodriguez, back to Mercado. Alberto Rodriguez for Juan. Alberto. Toss from Bedoya. Lopez. Chased down by Castillo. Castillo with little room to operate along the touchline. That goes off of the target.
That's the problem now for Colombia and Coach Maturana. Castillo goes to the sides always. That's what he feels. The game he feels is trying to turn the corner and defenders to right and left. So who's going to be in the middle? Who's finished?
Hernandez really able to thread the needle for Castillo and broke inside the 18. Mariano complaining that he was held. The play continues. Morales knocks it back into Colombia territory, but just desperately cleared by Mexico as Colombia has enjoyed better possession in the opening half an hour.
10 minutes to go. Very good match. All midfield play, pretty much. Keepers have not worked at all. Aguirre furious at players being too soft in that challenge. Second time they tell coach to stay on his line or go to the stands, stay in his box.
That's it.
That's it.
So Aguirre is going to have to hand the dry erase board to somebody else. Good eye defense. Taken at Hernandez. Handled by Perez. Quick reaction by the Mexican keeper.
They fall asleep in that throw-in, and Hernandez should have had number one. Great reaction from Oscar Perez. The rabbit relying, rewinding Hernandez. Tough angle to score from.
Last two efforts for Gonzalez from the far quarter have been aired out over everybody's head. Let's see if he keeps it in check this time. Aguirre being escorted off of the sideline. Better ball from Gonzalez. Well defended by Mexico. Colombia looks to reset the attack. Chased down by Castillo. And he rushed it.
Not a good start from Castillo coming off the bench. Thought he was offside, by the way. Flag stayed down also. Oh, this guy's completely unmarked.
Goes down by Gonzalez. Went into the challenge too strong.
Ramon Morales coming out of the back.
Morales plays the short pass. Captain Tirado asking for it. Instead, it's knocked down the line. Lopez gained position.
Oh, they let him come out of there. Not really. Wow. Late pressure from Tirado, but they finally recovered. Colombia too slow coming out of the back as usual. That's a play from Cordoba.
Cordoba to Castillo. What a pass. And now a whistle will kill the play.
Offside Castillo, maybe.
Fans frustrated with the call. By the way, a sold-out house, as you might expect, at El Campín. 47,000 fans.
Aquino wants him to restart again.
Great hustle by Bedoya. Keeps it between the lines. Murillo, heavy touch out in front for Murillo. Perhaps overestimated his speed on that one.
Murillo has to become the second striker. Has to support Castillo a lot more. Playing wide on this near side.
Castillo gets tangled up as Bedoya's throw, rather it was Murillo, went in that direction. Murillo begging Aquino for a little bit of assistance, but the Paraguayan official keeping the whistle in his pocket. Final 5 minutes in stoppage time to play in the first half. 0-0. The 2001 Copa America final. This is Hernandez controlling for Colombia. Eludes a couple of defenders. Hits Castillo. Rotates to the near side. Into the path of Bedoya. Back through inside the area where Perez is able to scoop it up.
It was pretty much Bedoya improvising. Gets to the 18. Does not know what to do. He just sends the ball in without any purpose. Yet he does not have the speed to beat Ivan Cordova. Look at the way he is improvises, chipping the ball into the 18. Why not take a shot then?
Yeah. Captain Torrado dribbling away from Hernandez, and a lapse in concentration. Bedoya. A bit too tall for Castillo. Valdez taking no chances, knocking the ball into touch. Here's Grisales. Murillo. The footed shot is knocked down.
Two bad decisions there. Both Murillo and Bedoya. Bedoya should have overlapped Murillo.
Yep.
Murillo is so predictable, always controlling, pushing the ball to his right and looking for the shot.
Ball slips out of the hands of Bedoya. Let's see, corner kick or a throw. Strategy session with Grisales and Bedoya. '44th minute, first half. Throw for Colombia deep in Mexico territory. Grisales crossing with the bicycle kick. Perez going up and grabs it.
He really got up there. Perez not too tall.
Torrado providing for Rodriguez. Nice piece of misdirection. The ball now freed for Ramirez. Knocks it ahead, Grisales. Hands it down, Hernandez. Colombia now exploiting the space well, and here's a chance for Murillo. Service from Murillo. Hernandez was darting unmarked through the area. The ball just missed it.
It was well placed, and Grisales again improvising. Mercado clears. A good ball. Finally looked like it was a good ball coming in from Murillo. That's Hernandez from the near side.
Keeper holding his line. So 45th minute. Probably not a lot of stoppage time, just one substitution. Victor Aristizábal injured. Had to come off of the pitch at the 31-minute mark. Replaced by Jairo Castillo. Rodriguez. Mercado. Aggressive switch. We'll see 3 minutes in stoppage time. Hernandez has to act quickly. Not quick enough. Arellano Oh, Hernandez was fouled.
It's okay if they keep him in his own half. Hernandez will not create chances for his one striker, really.
Yeah.
And on the bench, they don't really have a center forward, a target man. The only striker on the bench is Arriaga. It's very similar to Castillo. It's like twin players, really. So that decision there, that roster for Coach Maturana.
Getty couldn't reach it. Here's Hernandez. Releases to Castillo. He's going to look to shoot. The Tiger to the top of the arc. Still can't find the angle. Parries it inside the area. Then going against the grain. Couldn't put much behind it, but the ball knocked loose just inside the box. Players scrambling, and Mexico finally able to extinguish the threat. Seconds to play in the first half. The toss in from Grisales, headed away by Morales. Grisales. Corner kick for Colombia. They've had more than half a dozen here in the first half.
Maybe only one was placed by Grisales.
A lot of altitude under this one, directed on target. But Perez well positioned.
Hey, Cordova climbed someone's back to get to that ball. Teammate. Shortest defender. Ivan Cordova. He springs on his leg.
Check of the watch by Aquino. Seconds to play in the first half. And that'll do it. 0-0 after the first half of play, the 2001 Copa America final. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and look at the highlights from the first half in Bogota, Colombia. Stay with us. July 29th, 2001, the finals of the Copa America in Colombia between the host nation, Colombia, and Mexico. Both teams looking for their first ever Copa America championship. Both teams playing in their second Copa America final. Scoreless as we begin the second half from El Campín in Bogota, Colombia.
No changes were made for the second half. Remember, it's Victor Aristizábal was injured around the half an hour mark first half, and Jairo Castillo, the Tiger, came in for him in Colombia. In Mexico, no changes, so Javier Aguirre was ejected by the Paraguayan coach Ubaldo Aquino.
Squared by Grisales. So as we start the second half, it's a good news, bad news situation for Colombia. The good news, their defense has continued to be stellar throughout the entire tournament. They've gone now almost 500 minutes in the championship without conceding a goal. The problem is who's actually going to get the goal scoring done on their behalf now that Victor Aristizábal, the tournament's top goal scorer, left at the half an hour mark because of injury. He has 6 goals in the tournament. There isn't another player on the roster that has more than 1 goal in the championship. Castillo came on in his place, but Rafa, as you mentioned, during the substitution, he's not that true threat in the center of the box that Colombia might need.
He's more of an assist man, a winger up front. Same as Elkin Murillo, so they don't really have a true forward that battles in the 18 against Valdez and Morales and Mercado and Rodriguez. So they'll be very comfortable in the back. The only advantage for Colombia will be a fast break. But the Mexican team in transition, they have not been able to do that in the whole match. Just a goal kick. Remember, for Colombia, 2 players have been booked by Aquino, Gerardo Bedoya, the left back, and Fabian Vargas, the defensive mid. For Mexico, Gerardo Torrado, defensive mid, and Johan Rodriguez, also hard-working midfielder, number 18.
Interesting stat. While Victor Aristizábal is the tournament's top goal scorer, has 6 in the championship. The entire Mexico team has just 5 goals in the tournament. In fact, they only scored 1 goal combined in 3 first-round matches. They managed to advance on 4 points, finishing second in Group B with just the 1 goal and a 1-0 victory over Brazil. They tied Paraguay 0-0 for their 4th point, lost to Peru 1-0.
Borghetti's pretty much the only striker they have. Right now it's Arellano, who's a midfielder right back, playing right behind Borghetti, but it's really 5 midfielders Aguirre has on the pitch. There's Maturana. Maturana, coach, has won everything for Colombia. He was the coach for Nacional, won the Copa Libertadores back in '89. And he took Colombia to 3 straight World Cups. And now he's coaching them in the final of the Copa America 01.
Tossed in by Lopez. Castillo, slow down from behind, now has his ankles chapped at.
Castillo working on the area where Grisales should be working, so they're pretty disorganized right now.
Hernandez for Castillo. Castillo sees the seam, tries the shot, bends it just off the back post.
First, Hernandez was looking for a give and go. Castillo could not. He was leaning back, so defender gave him the space, decided to take a shot. Not a bad idea, especially since Perez had to work. Dive into his right. 5th minute, first shot at goal. Took them too long. Player down. Looks like Vargas. It is Fabian. Clash with Bedoya.
Yeah. As Vargas shakes out the cobwebs, Rafa. In the first half, we talked about the threat of violence that certainly cast a dark cloud over the tournament, especially at the onset of the championship. In fact, at one point, the tournament was canceled, or at least postponed for a year before it came back online just a week before the start of the tournament. Argentina and Canada elected not to show up for the championships, concerned about violence and security threats. As it turns out, there wasn't a problem at all throughout the 3-week course of the event.
Not even a brawl in the stadium, not even outside the stadium. The rebels all over the world, they love the game. They love soccer. There hasn't been an occasion that there has been a problem. And as a matter of fact, wars have stopped due to soccer games. Or, for example, in Africa, I remember, I'm not sure which countries were fighting, and Pelé arrives to one of the countries and war stops. The fans, the rebels all over the world are soccer fans.
Knocked away by Valdez. This is Murillo, drifting back into his own half. Now he turns on the gents, trying to outrun Rodriguez. Fans want to see the shot here. From inside the arc, it's chipped just over the bar.
Giovanni Hernandez found the space. Good job by Elkin Murillo to pass the ball for Hernandez. Up the middle he went. Takes care of one defender, and the ball just maybe bounces a little bit before he makes contact. We'll see where then. Still, he should have put more of his chest into the ball. Should have been 1-0 Colombia. Giovanni Hernandez, again, not a goal scorer. or an assist playmaker. It's always been problems for Colombia goal scorer.
Had it through for Castillo. Elected not to try and advance it further inside the area. Kind of an awkward attempt.
Oh, very poor decision once again. Colombia have always had trouble scoring goals.
Torado controls. Mexico appears ready to make their first substitution. Borghetti chasing after it, but Cordoba beats him to it.
There's Victorino from Cruz Azul who's going to be coming in. Good ball.
Arellano got to it at the end line and is able to earn a corner kick.
It will be Arellano. Experiment did not work, putting Arellano behind Borghetti. A more talented Victorino on the pitch now. Careful with Borghetti in this set pieces. 9th minute.
Borghetti breaks to the near post over the head of Borghetti. And there was a whistle. Hernandez handing it off for Lopez.
The other way, says the linesman.
So Valdez wasting no time. Dorado, first touch for Victorino. He continues his run as Borghetti lays it off into the flats on the far side. This is Rodriguez measuring for the service, crosses to the top of the area, sent back towards midfield, settled by Captain Dorado. Rolls it back into his own half for Mercado, and they'll drop it all the way back for Perez. Colombia fans enjoy it as Mexico at the moment appears reluctant to press forward. Castillo doesn't agree with it, but the foul goes against him.
Too many interruptions. That benefits Mexico, of course. Tie 0-0. They go to penalty kicks. Mexico, I believe, wants that. They have a better chance, they think.
The third place match went to a penalty kick shootout between Honduras and Uruguay. Honduras perfect in 5 kicks. The rest of Uruguay 5-4 in the shootout after the two teams drew even 2-2 in regulation. Doing well, slaloming down the far flank. Now here comes the cross. Nobody making the run to the back post. A chance for the clearance. Lopez will knock it up the line. Backed up by Mexico. Off for a throw to El3.
Colombia is spreading their lines, trying to find more offensive possibilities, and that's when Mexico's taking advantage right now, taking the ball away from Colombia. Colombia doesn't have the ball, they don't know what to do.
Mercado. Tough assignment for Morales to bring that down. So this is Grisales, tripped up by Valdez, and off of Grisales.
Ramirez, we have not mentioned him that much. It's the hardest working of all midfielders. Number 17, Juan Carlos Ramirez. Plays now for Santa Fe in Bogota. The best moments for Mexico right now.
Yeah.
The whole match. At least controlling possession.
Morales intending the ball for Ramon Morales in the corner. Rizales sidestepping Victorino. Here's Lopez. Space developing on the far flank. Bedoya looking to exploit it. Ramirez the option square, but he's marked by Victorino. Ahead for Murillo. Poked into the corner. Murillo wants it back in front of him.
Bedoya should have sprinted more towards the end line and then sent a cross in. Now a chance for Mexico. Bedoya out of possession.
Victorino plays with Torrado.
They prefer this near side, Mexico does, now that Morales pushing forward.
And Morales carving it towards the corner. Great defense. Shoved out of bounds. Throw in for Colombia.
Feel sad for Ivan Lopez, who played for Millonarios back then. He blew his knee, never played soccer anymore.
Picked clean. Impressive by Ramirez. Contact from behind. The ref will play the advantage. Chipped over the top. Keeper coming off of his line. Took it off the foot of Carrillo.
I think flag went up again. Improvising Murillo, chipping it over the head of the defenders.
Dorado. Good imagination on the pass as Colombia again trying to take advantage down the far flanks, building an attack, but Mercado able to complicate matters. Now 1v1 in the corner. Mercado in on defense. The ball squirts free. Pulled back towards the penalty spot where Valdez is able to knock it away.
Mistakes for both teams. Finally, it was Vargas who turned the corner. Nobody there, no center forward to take advantage of those crosses. And Colombia has recovered now in the 16th minute.
Give and go, Lopez to get on the end of it. His defensive assignment able to force him towards the end line, but it's out for a quarter.
Luis Valdez coming out to support his left back. And Grisales, first corner kick, second half. For Grisales.
Shallow kick, defended well. Skirts away from Lopez. Chasing after Victorino. Great hustle by Ramirez.
Dangerous tackle, but it's only a throw-in. Too dangerous. He's a second late, he'll get red carded.
Yeah. Rizales had nowhere to go. Still in pursuit though. Morales. Mercado. With Perez. Back out to Morales. Colombia picks up the pressure just inside their own half of the field.
Two defenders closing in on Borghetti. Córdoba in front of him, but Yepes behind him. He will have no chance.
And Mexico to build the attack from the far flank. Rodriguez, great challenge, flags in the air, and that's just unfortunate.
Looks like it. Albert Rodriguez pushing forward, going at Bedoya. Bedoya had committed already. Oh, yeah. Problem with defenders, once they commit, fish out of the water, nothing they can do. Let them go down on the ground if you're a defender. That angle is very tough to defend against if they do it right. Oh,
Oscar would take it again.
wow, we're going to get a second chance.
Sliced inside, coming in hot, but corralled by Cordoba.
Much more dangerous that time. One deflection, it would have been goal for Mexico. Goes to Gonzalez.
Good ball for Castillo.
Impressive the speed from Valdez. Not Valdez, was Rodriguez, but Valdez has had a good match also.
Picked up by Lopez. Angled off towards the touchline through the legs of Valdez. And he gets by it. Lopez burns Valdez, tries to turn the corner. Knocked away by Perez and off for a Colombia throw.
Apparently it was a clean challenge. The flag stayed down. Lopez, one of the best on the pitch, Ivan Lopez.
Ooh. Victorino for Altuve, trying to track it down, but Rizal able to take it away. And now a free kick. Tirado called for the foul.
It's Giovanni Hernandez who tries to control the ball. Free kick for Colombia after Cordoba was well getting down and behind that ball. The problem with Colombia is a playmaker disappears too much. Giovanni Hernandez.
Two in the wall. Colombia crowding the box. Behind it is Lopez. Plays in a great ball. Headed on frame, and he's done it. Cordoba.
Wow, 20th minute. Ivan Lopez was in a perfect cross set piece. They worked on that one. And it's Ivan Cordoba, the central defender, who beats whoever was marking him. It should have been Borghetti. But it's 1-0 Colombia. Cordoba, the goal scorer. Yeah, beats Borghetti or arrives there before Borghetti. Beautiful ball spinning and great job by Cordoba. Switching post on Oscar Perez. Flick of the head, far post, 1-0 Colombia. Well, they figured out how to score. Arizazábal is not on the pitch. Captain Cordoba, the hero. Or that Mexico is going to bring a player in. It's Dani Osorno.
Now Colombia must maintain an unparalleled shutout streak for the next 25 minutes. And their first ever Copa America championship will be won in front of their home fans. So Mexico right away on the attack as Morales creating havoc on the Colombia defense and sets up a free kick for Mexico just a couple of steps outside the box.
Lopez had to commit a foul. Nobody was covering his back. Now a chance for Mexico in the 22nd minute to tie this. See if they make the substitution first. Yes, they will. Osorno will be coming in for Johan Rodriguez. As we have the second striker play alongside Borghetti.
Played it on the carpet. Hernandez
give him a second
misses it,
chance.
trying to clear. On re-entry, back near the penalty spot, the cross from Rodriguez. Now will try to do it with the head. This time a chance for Colombia to escape danger. Touchdown by Mexican captain Tirado.
Tirado and Giovanni Hernandez going at it right now. They're responsible for the playmaker giving up possession and the offensive third.
The 11th goal of the tournament for Colombia against 0 conceded.
Ivan Córdoba, who grew up in Medellin, played for Nacional, only one season, was sold to San Lorenzo in Argentina. Well, they were the new champs in Argentina. And played a couple seasons there, sold to Inter Milan for 20 million. Still playing for the Inter Milan. So Maturana has won the Copa Libertadores and has won the Copa America.
Colombia jersey to sign?
Oh, yeah.
Home square by Morales. Here's Juan Rodriguez. Towed for Grisales. Trying to hold Morales at bay. And the ref having to intervene. This thing's getting very tense on the pitch now to the 25th minute of the second half.
Somebody's getting booked right now. Looks like Raymond.
Looked up by Grisales. He's going to break towards the corner. Castillo had no chance to control. Knocked it to touch, throw into Colombia. Lopez. Back to Lopez. Keeper coming off of his line. They both missed. No foul. Alertly Perez was able to pick it up.
Perez going up with Castillo. Very worried about Castillo. Forgot the ball.
Tirado spinning away from danger. Morales. Valdez, as the referee does his best to get out of the way. Tirado from the hole. Córdoba calling off his defense. Takes a few seconds off the clock.
Well, hand of the face should have been fouled, Castillo.
Hernandez. Ramirez for Lopez. Grisales bends it towards the quarter, and it leaps out of bounds.
Which way? Really?
Lopez sticks his foot in. No help from the referee. Mercado locates Morales. Uncontested, he walks across midfield. Finds his target. Senseless pass.
Okay, Mexico has to regroup, and they need to find their playmaker. Where is Juan Pablo Rodriguez, Cesario Victorino? They need to ask for the ball. They need to get involved. And they also need to get involved Daniel Osorno. Get some attention away from Borghetti. They're going to make another substitution. Miguel Cepeda will be coming in. Cepeda playing for Atlas, same as Osorno. Maybe that's the combination they're looking for, and it's Albert Rodriguez who sacrificed.
Morales plays it out in front of Borghetti. For Cordoba. From Oscar Cordoba to goal scorer and captain Ivan. Hernandez. Castillo turning. Now he's got it. Maria wanted it back. Castillo releases a lightning bolt of a shot that's wrapped up by Perez.
Good job by Perez. Impressive. The quick feed by the Tiger Castillo. Look at this one. One way, this way, beats a defender, toes it straight. Great reaction, one hand save. Away from Mercado.
Really a phenomenal save, and that's twice that Perez has come up big for Mexico, once in the first half, having to stop Hernandez at point-blank range.
The 30th minute, very important, keeping them in the game still.
Hernandez operating out on the flank for Colombia. Gets it inside to Murillo. Murillo fronted by Zepeda.
As usual, move the ball to his right. Defender knows him already.
Shot from distance. One-time hop into the hands of Perez.
Great vision on that last one from Hernandez, finding Murillo inside the 18. But then he began to improvise. Took about 5 seconds to decide what to do.
Beyond the half-an-hour mark of the second half, Mexico trailing 1-0. Torrado, their captain, spreads the ball this way for Morales, able to settle. Decent effort as Rodriguez went crashing to the first post. And Colombia irresponsibly giving it away in their defensive third. Grisales putting the pressure on, tries to win it back. Player down for Mexico on his knees along the touchline, looking for a little bit of support from the referee.
Grisales again giving up possession, coming out of the back. Unacceptable. Player needs to know better. Usually puts his head down, starts dribbling out of the back.
Now goes against Castillo.
Calling Torrado from behind. No relationship with the two Cordobas. Oscar, the keeper, is from Cali, and Ivan is from Medellin.
Hernandez. He's got room to run. Company on his left, lays it off. The shot had little chance.
Hernandez did everything he could. The thing is, Murillo's running too close to Hernandez. Very hard to pass him the ball there. And also the defenders kept up with Murillo and Hernandez. Now Colombia's finding more space on the counterattack, especially after Aguirre takes out Rodriguez, the right back. After Murillo's attacking, watch out.
Laid off. And Rodriguez couldn't do much with it.
Well, and Borghetti, they did not let him turn, had to look for help.
Morales, decisive, finds a target. Sorter, no. Valdez. Rodriguez. Confidently switches the park. Here's an opportunity. Ugly touch. Poked back outside the area. Vargas slips by one marker to Castillo. Finds a different gear. Castillo smothered, and he'll ask for a card to be shown to Rodriguez.
And Pablo, red card from behind. Surprising, but I guess it could be. Castillo takes off, cuts to the right. To run into his... Runs into Rodriguez. I don't know if there was intention to foul. It's a direct red, by the way.
Yeah. So the task at hand for Mexico just became that much tougher. Rodriguez set off the pitch 11 minutes from full time, and Mexico will have to try and find the equalizer a man down.
I have to be careful first, not allow a second goal, and then try to find Borghetti on a corner kick or a set piece. It's easy for me to say, but that will be their only chance. If they cannot take out Borghetti, that's their goal scorer. Osorno and Cepeda just came in, so tough for Mexico from now on with 10 minutes to go. Though. Grisales. Good days, he's going to pull a muscle running towards the ball.
A long runway. Here he comes.
Gets tired once he gets to the ball.
Deflects off the base of the wall. A bit of trickery to eventually find Lopez, who hands off Ramirez. They work it to Castillo.
Yeah, someone hit Hernandez.
Captain Cordoba defending his teammates.
He kicks him. Torrado kicks him. So this time the defenders are not pushing forward. Murillo and Castillo waiting. Gonna play it short there.
Hernandez for Grisales. Back for Hernandez.
Mug, fouled. I knew it. The problem is that Giovanni does not know how to protect himself. He's very innocent. He needs to raise those elbows.
Every interruption, though, at this point benefits Colombia. More time comes off the clock, particularly when they can restart it deep in Mexico territory.
Morales aims with his elbow and makes contact.
Yep.
Look at it, left elbow. He knows what he's doing. Could have been a red or assistant saw it.
David Manerick. But he's out. Hernandez still holding his ear. I wonder if he'll be able to continue.
They should take him out. Murillo also could come out.
An effort from Victorino down the flank, playing with Zepeda. Taken away and at the feet of Ramirez. Ramirez rushing it. Back for Mexico and throw into L3 for their captain Tirado. Square he had Victorino. Took too long to make up his mind. Osorno. Tirado has to tango with Hernandez. Fights his way through Hernandez. Slips it ahead. Osorno hands it off. An opportunity for Mexico. Chipped inside the area and grabbed by Cordoba.
Now Mexico cannot put pressure. They're a man down. We should try. Figure out a way of doing it.
Castillo keeps it in play. You know he's got wheels. Castillo out after it. And Perez having to sprint a couple of steps outside the 18 to dispossess the Tiger Castillo.
I don't know if it's a good decision or not. Too risky, I think. Plenty can happen before Castillo gets face-to-face with the Rabbit Perez in goal.
The speed of Castillo led to the expulsion of Juan Rodriguez, and that was very close. Perez didn't time his tackle just right. Seeing another player sent off for Mexico.
They took a short corner kick here in the 40th minute now.
Lopez. Flag stays down. Chip back across. Rizal flailing at it. Here's Hernandez waiting for the defender to approach. Now he'll make his play. Chested down. Mario carving it back. Mario, great opportunity, but took too long.
They had the best chance, really, besides the goal, to score in the 41st minute. Murillo with plenty of time. This could have been a penalty. Corrado hits Hernandez. That's what he was looking for. A little dance there between the two. But Murillo, how can he not finish in that one?
Only one player isolated in the 18 for Colombia, taking no chances with a 1-goal advantage 5 minutes from time. So Grisales to pick out the lone man Castillo just over his head, collected by Valdez.
That's incredible. They did that. Play it short.
Just played short there, right? Castillo gets to it first. Tirado. Oh. Player down. Question is what caused it, and again it's Hernandez.
There, the ear is hearing, or they hit him again.
Right.
The ear is hurting. It could be. Remember, the top scorers was Victor Arizabal with 6 goals. Second place for Juan Chop, Costa Rican playing in Japan right now, 5 goals. Montesinos from Chile and Guevara from Honduras. Amaro with 3 goals. And with 2, Denilson from Brazil, Delgado from Ecuador, Martinez from Honduras, Borghetti from Mexico, and Ferreira from Paraguay. With 60 goals were scored, 2.3 per match. Not bad. Colombia, the top scoring team with 11. Bolivia and Venezuela did not score 1. Molina comes in. Mauricio Molina placing Giovanni Hernandez. Molina's playing in Paraguay right now with Olimpia.
Mercado. Morales. And Valdez. Dorado. Taken away from Osorno. Grisales. One-on-one, Grisales against Mercado. Mauricio Molina, first touch of the match. Mercado draped all over. Molina turns the corner. For some reason, a whistle interrupts the play, and it will be Mercado charged with the foul, but I thought advantage may have been the better course of action.
Not according to Aquino. 45th minute, he stops Molina when he turned the corner. It was heading towards goal.
Again, Colombia playing it conservative. 2 options inside the area, but nobody's showing for a short play. The idea was Grisales. Into the 90th minute. Grisales chopped into the corner to try and kill a little bit of clock. Few defenders applying pressure. And it goes against Morales.
They kicked him from behind. The linesman calls it. It should kill the clock. Maybe. Well, he had a 3 in the first half. He might have 3 again. But with pressure from the fans. Let's see. Ortube, thank you. 3.
3 minutes. That's all that separates Colombia from their first Copa America title. What a waste. The restart should have been designed to take a little more time off of the clock. Instead, possession back for Mexico with 2.5 to play in the match. If Mexico can find an equalizer in stoppage time, then the championship will be decided in penalty kicks.
Vargas stays down, play on, says the referee.
Torino, the victim of that foul.
What's wrong with him? This is so dangerous. So Hail Mary with Borghetti on the other side.
Yep.
On the receiving end. Gotta send it into the box. There you go.
Better effort.
Oh.
Settled by Morales. The ball squirts out, and now with the minute 20 to play, Colombia to take it back into Mexican territory. And it's Castillo. Still on the march. Hands it off for Molina. Grisales makes a course for the corner.
Foul.
Pushed from behind. into the final minute of the match. Aristizábal on the sidelines with the rest of his teammates. 47,000 fans anticipating the final whistle. Colombia now 40 seconds away from their first ever Copa America championship.
Oh, everybody's kicking.
Getting physical.
Molina there.
Molina kicks the ball away. All benefiting Colombia. Time ticking off. The 48th minute about to expire. And Molina might get booked for that.
Okay, somebody in trouble. Oh, the second for Torrado. In injury time.
So yellow card for Molina for wasting time, but none of it matters. Colombia champions of the Copa America for the first time.
So the only goal by Ivan Ramiro Cordova in the 21st minute, second half, enough to give Colombia the first title in senior team. They've won a couple of under-20 South American championships, but finally, no one, they win the Copa America.
They do it at home in Colombia. Never gave up a goal throughout the entire course of the tournament. Colombia champions of the Copa America 2001. We'll come back with more celebration in Bogota.